Hello, lovely people of the world.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
안녕하세요, 여러분.
Ahlan wa sahlan. Sarah here.
And Justin.
Today we'll be talking more on a comparison on our Caribbean cruise versus our European cruise experiences.
So we'll go through top 5 items that we think is most important. Number 1, all-inclusiveness nature.
So for each of the cruises that we've been on, Caribbean versus European, by the way, it's our first time for each. So I personally enjoyed the all-inclusive feature of the Caribbean more than the European.
MSC cruise drinks were not part of your all-inclusive feature.
This is in the European cruise. So by drinks, he's not just referring to alcoholic beverages.
Coffee, juice, soda,
Water. Major shocker there. We were like, what? The moment we entered the cruise line, we were greeted by a really nice fella. He was super nice and we're like, oh, that's so awesome. We get a personal welcome committee representative. And then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, have a seat. Let's talk about the drinks packages we've got. And we're like, oh, it's okay. We're not planning on drinking any alcohol. And it's like, no, it's not just alcohol we have. We have coffee, like specialty coffees. And then we're like, oh, we'll just have regular coffee. And then that's when we found out that, well, what about water? What kind of water is this? A special kind of water? And then we realized literally bottled water. Yeah, we can't have water anywhere on the cruise. You could have from the sink or the tap, but I mean, who knows whether that's safe or not? We don't want to take any chances. They're like, whoa, what? So yeah, it was kind of a shocker because for a Caribbean cruise, all non-alcoholic beverages are included, right?
Mm-hmm. If somebody had to mix the drink, then you need to pay for it.
Yeah, which is fine.
If it's something you just get out of tap, like soda, 7-Up, whatever, then it's free.
I guess we took that for granted because we always assumed that all-inclusive means all-inclusive. And then when we experienced the European cruise line, we're like, whoa, what? We have to pay for water?
And another thing that was not included in our MSC European cruise was the swimming pool. You had to purchase separate access
Or package.
to use the swimming pool. In our Caribbean Carnival cruise, swimming pool and sauna, outdoor sauna were included. You can just go in anytime you want, even at middle of the day, middle of the night, whatever you want, jump in. But in the MSC European cruise, you have to purchase a separate swimming pool package and a separate sauna package. Okay, number 2, meal selections. So in cruises, you can have the buffet dinners or you can have fancy restaurant dinner. In the fancy restaurant dinner, you get to choose one appetizer, one main course, and one dessert in MSC European cruise.
Right.
In Carnival Caribbean cruise, you could choose as many as you want. In the fancy restaurant, you can choose 2 appetizers, 3 entrees, and
4 desserts.
4 desserts if you want.
All desserts, whatever's on your menu.
The fancy dinners are also free. It's part of your all-inclusive feature, except that in the MSC cruise, you can have one selection per meal. And also the buffet selection. We feel that Carnival cruise had a more buffet selection.
Like every day was different, every meal is different. You can't really predict that, oh, I hope they have the same thing tomorrow kind of thing. Because there's always something better. I guess some of the choices are repeat.
Okay, number 3, tips.
The European cruise, we actually were not expected to pay tips because you could pay for the gratuity, like have that included in your payment for the actual cruise line experience. So when you pay for the 7-night cruise or whatever.
Same thing with the Carnival.
Same thing with Carnival.
Yeah.
However, I guess the one in the Caribbean, our Caribbean cruise experience, we noticed that we found people actually still tipping in addition. And we're more inclined to tip because we get constant reminders from even the crew.
The housekeeping and our waiters, they are constantly reminding us about tipping.
And giving them good reviews and all that. It seems like their income revolves around good reviews and tips. So we kind of felt like inclined to give them tips, which is great. I mean, like we don't mind doing that at all. It's just that, I mean, it's cheaper. It's not in euros, so it's fine.
It was in US dollars.
Yeah.
For the Carnival Caribbean cruise, we were tipping them in US dollars. So which is still expensive for Canadians.
But not as expensive as euros, y'all. But what we noticed about the European cruise line, they mentioned I think the crew or whatever, and the actual newsletter mentioned that they discourage tipping. Do you remember? We were kind of taken aback by that. We're like, okay, so you don't want us to tip them? And then I found out from one fellow Filipina crew member there that she's very unhappy because they're working so hard and then they don't get paid enough. And we're like wondering, okay, so where's all the euros going then? So I guess we were in a way kind of glad that we didn't feel inclined to pay tips for a European cruise because it's in euros. Let's face it, you guys, we were already pretty not expecting to spend too much. We're like, oh, I mean, we knew the European tour would be expensive, but we had no idea that in comparison to Caribbean, it was that much expensive.
Number 4, entertainment and activities on board. We felt that there were a lot more choices when it comes to entertainment and activities in the Carnival cruise than the MSC European cruise. In the Carnival cruise, there were multiple events happening simultaneously on the ship.
Same time slot.
Right. So we have, at any given point, we have at least 3 things to choose from, 3 activities or entertainment to choose from. But in the MSC European cruise, we felt like there were only 1 entertainment happening per hour. There were no choices for the same hour.
So as you can tell, each activity or entertainment selection was always crowded in MSC, always. But for Caribbean, sure, it's quite packed because of all the fun people on board, but yeah, at least there were enough seats and all that stuff. There's always enough seats for each. It's just that on MSC that you gotta get there before time in order to have really good seats.
Well, actually, in MSC, there were 3 places to listen to music.
Bars.
Yeah, like piano bars.
Like
3,
live performances.
Then those 3 piano bars or live music, they're happening at the same time. So in terms of music, MSC offered 3 different choices per hour. But entertainment-wise, anything other than music, like shows or comedy,
dances, comedy, circus acts.
Right, those are only 1 per hour. The Caribbean, we feel like we had to miss out something. We have to sacrifice that show in order to watch the other show. So we're like, when we're watching one show, we were thinking, I wonder what the other show we're missing out is like.
But you could catch it the next day, I think.
Maybe. Yeah.
Sometimes they repeat it.
The comedians, they come around. The same comedian does multiple shows for multiple days. So even if you miss one day, you can see that same comedian the next day.
And the nice thing too about the Caribbean cruises, they have entertainment options and activities for adults and children alike. First thing in the morning, but with MSC, it's like the morning half up until 11 is all dedicated to children's activities. I prefer Carnival Cruise, the Caribbean experience, better because, like he said, lots of activities to choose from, always something to look forward to, first thing in the morning up until really late at night.
Number 5, the mood of the cruise ship. We felt that in the Carnival cruise ship, the staff were more livelier than in...
More livelier.
Staff were livelier than in MSC European cruise.
Agree. Staff, not just staff. The passengers basically on board the ship. Not just us, yo. Come on, there's like so many people there. We noticed that they were all in the Caribbean cruise, on board the Caribbean cruise, they're all really game and really up for, let's dance and do Zumba first thing in the morning, like 9 or 10 in the morning. I'm like, wow, you guys just ate. Like, good for you. So we personally enjoyed the crowd more on the Caribbean cruise. Not to say that we don't like the crowd in the European cruise. There were really, really nice people there too that tried to, start conversations, like especially French actually. Like they're really, really nice on board the European cruise. However, you have a feel of more, like they're more conservative, more elegant, classy kind of thing, and they're not really into partying. So it's kind of awkward sometimes when there's like a presentation or a performance and Justin and I are like, woo, right? But they were kind of like just really gentle and conservative in that sense, I guess. You don't hear a lot of whistling. right? Or woo woo or something like that from the audience during the performances on board the European cruise. So yeah, we kind of had to adjust. We can't really be the ones that are the loudest there. But yeah, not like we're loud. I mean, do we look loud to you? No. So yeah, Caribbean cruise, we prefer the vibes there for sure.
You know, Caribbean cruise, I think 90% of the customers there were Americans.
Yes.
And majority of the Americans there were from Texas.
Because that's where we kind of embarked on and disembarked from.
So I think it's obvious that we preferred Carnival Caribbean cruise over the MSC European cruise.
But that all depends on you guys. Like, we're not gonna judge, of course. It's just our personal experiences.
Overall, I think we spent more money on our European cruise than in Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
The flight alone was much more expensive because we were flying from Canada, and even the cruise itself was cheaper
On the Caribbean
yeah.
than on the European. So like I said, we're cheap, okay? Alright.
Please subscribe and like this video, and place any comments down below about your experiences about Carnival cruise or MSC cruise.
Or even just in general, your experiences on vacation to tropical countries versus Europe. I'm not saying Europe is cold. Versus, you know, more of a sightseeing kind of feel as opposed to swimming on a beach, you know? Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much for watching us and for supporting us and for all the love, all the compliments. I'm glad you enjoyed my hair. Please continue to tune in, continue to comment like he said, and thank you guys for all your support. I hope you don't get sick or tired or bored of us, because on our very next video, we're gonna show you a clip on what we did for Mother's Day, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I guess that's what I'm doing.
Honey, what do you mean? What's supposed to Come on. Isn't it Mother's Day? We have a video there. Because, I mean, I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, how's Shireen? How's my sister? How's mom doing? Right? For those of you who have followed us from the very beginning. So then we went on a Mother's Day dinner with my mom, my sister's hubby, my brother. Either you get to say my brother. Do they? Not really. I don't know if he's in the shot, but anywho, we have pictures, so we'll make sure we post those pictures too. So yeah, please tune in, because we really surprised our mom on Mother's Day. So I hope you enjoy it.
Thanks for watching.
Love you. Mwah.
Bye.